Duke is playing its 7th game away from Durham. Virginia Tech playing its 7th game here at home. ACC play is back. Here we go. Duke and Virginia Tech right here on ACC Network. Early implications for the rest of the year, and for Carleigh Lawson, she feels like this team needs to be able to get to a hot start despite the injuries.
Well, coming in, as you mentioned, just so hungry and looking for that success again. It's been a while since Duke has won a basketball game, and that's weird to say. And obviously, Toby Fournier is going to be a big focal point of this offense. It's going to be interesting to watch where she can catch the ball.
Good look inside. Delaney Thomas was scrapping for that rebound. It was Riley Nelson on the jump shot. Duke gets a second crack at it. Taina Mair on the outside. One more for Nelson, in and out. The rebound for Baker. Baker coming off her first double-double. 23 points, 10 rebounds, and an early foul on Delaney Thomas. See the starting lineup there as well for Virginia Tech. Mel Daly has also been a bright spot. This group has 4 different players in double figures. They average 17 assists per game as well.
And they need to have that type of ball sharing and just staying aggressive, sharing the ball from side to side as well. And we already saw a quick foul from Duke. They can't afford a lot of those today.
Ashlon Jackson lays it in for the first points for the Blue Devils.
I really like her confidence this year. I just feel like she's such an electric player, so when she can get in her mode early, and I like that attack mode, right? You see that lane open, nobody's going for it, finishing strong off the glass.
Wenzel, an open look from outside. That's off. Freelon the rebound, and she walked. Early substitution, Jordan Wood coming in for Delaney Thomas of her first foul. Well, here's a look at folks catching the injury bug. Said Jaden Donovan. She's been a really big impact player for this group. Losing Ariana Robertson, what does that do for this Duke team?
Well,
where do they need to catch up?
I mean, this is a Duke team that has dealt with some injuries throughout the season. So trying to find, that early offense and going inside, that's where it's really going to show up. I mean, Robertson's one of the best players defensively that Duke has. So certainly Virginia Tech going to try to stretch that defense and work their way inside when they can.
Toby Fournier, one of the best players in the ACC Rookie of the Year last season. Mel Daly tried to get a good look underneath off the feed from Wenzel. Mair to Nelson, and she gets blocked. Karis Baker was there. Tried to just make something out of nothing. Virginia Tech back on the prowl. Wenzel through contact.
That's how you stick within a play. And that, to me, just really talks about how strong a player can be, right? Moving forward with momentum, take some contact, and then Euro steps for the finish.
Fournier. Wood gets the rebound. Baker fighting for it underneath. We get some physicality out of both groups today so far, Brooke.
That's what you expect. And that was, when we talked to Carleigh Wenzel and Karis Baker, that's the first things they said about Duke is we're going to have to deal with their physical play and stay poised to play through it.
Mackenzie Nelson, a little let off there. Both teams trading blows, 2 of 7 field goals for Duke. Virginia Tech 1 of 5. There's Carleigh Lawson, her 6th season. Achieved her 100th win with Duke's 3rd this year. Of course, guided the team in the ACC title game last year and a championship all the way to the Elite 8 a season ago.
Yeah, this Duke program with 10 returners, 3 starters back. So to me, it's just a matter of time until Duke is Duke. Fournier going strong. The offensive glass has been good for Duke so far early in this game. They haven't been able to convert yet, but you like that mentality if you're Carleigh Lawson.
That's Freelon's 2nd foul, by the way. Not even 3 minutes into the game, so she'll sub off. Anaya Trent is in, a freshman from Springboro, Ohio.
Yeah, this is a key point because Duke is going to go to Fournier often. And inside, she's going to play that physical game. So Trent just coming off her Florida performance, played well, and this is an area where Duke got to be better, the free throw line. Just 62% on the season, but after the LSU game, Toby Fournier said, you know what, I didn't like it, I'm going to work. Left the game facility, changed, went into the practice facility to get those free throws up.
Second chance points, also a big theme in that LSU game as well, despite the loss. And you see it right there with Jordan Wood.
Yeah, you got to have them.
Skip past Mel Daly. She gets that shot affected by Fournier. Duke, one of the best blocking teams in the country. Fournier, the best at blocked shots in the ACC. She can also line it up from three, and that one's off. Daly scrapping on the floor, gets the possession for Virginia Tech. 7-2 lead early for Duke. Wenzel's off again.
Yeah, rushing that shot a little bit. Like you had transition, but go ahead and settle in and try to work that one side to the next. There wasn't a clear advantage for her to take that shot. I thought, if anything, go ahead, pull up, hit that three. And Megan Duffy says keep on shooting in her second season as Virginia Tech head coach.
Came over from Marquette. Very successful years. Wanted to make a big splash in the ACC with this team. Baker outside. And a rebound by Samaya Suffren.
I like that shot from Baker. That was on point. And one thing I'd say is go ahead and follow that shot. You already had somebody back on defense.
Early shot woes from the field for Virginia Tech. They're 1 of 9 to start. Jackson from outside. That's off the back iron. And a rebound again for Samaya Suffren. Track athlete in high school, got some speed to her, but gets her pocket picked here.
Yeah, we got a bunch of track athletes in this game, so you better not blink. Great defense down low. It's Karis Baker with the block.
Nelson. A little bit awkward shot there. Mel Daly with the rebound. She can't hit either.
You know what this game is? It is 95% adrenaline, 5% running the game plan. This is what the ACC opener is like. Hey, we're going to get this win no matter what, right? You're feeling the competitiveness from both teams. Oh, yeah. It's going to settle in by the second quarter, everybody. So relax. These shots are going to start going in. But right now, you're just seeing two very competitive teams trying to establish being more aggressive than the other.
The heat turns up a little bit in ACC play, B-Dub.
Exactly.
So Jaden Donovan is checked in for the Blue Devils. There's Jackson underneath to Fournier. Stolen away. Samaya Suffren once again. On the break, and a foul on Jordan Wood. Suffren, the senior, getting a lot more play time this season, especially as a veteran in this group.
Yeah, last year, just 10 games in, she had a season-ending shoulder injury. And obviously, she's come back at full strength. I like her anticipation on defense. She could really read where Ashlon Jackson was trying to slip that pass and got the steal.
Virginia Tech leads the ACC with 16 made free throws per game. Something that certainly helped them in the Florida win on Thursday.
Yeah, 12 ties and 12 lead changes. That was a heck of a game. Just love that environment.
A really fun watch.
Right? And the fans always show up here. That's why I love Blacksburg.
Jackson lines it up in the open look. And both teams continuing to build a house of bricks right now, at least to start the game. Neither team has been able to cash a three. You know, for Virginia Tech, too, it was a gritty win. They needed that. It was also their first win in the season by single digits. So Megan Duffy felt like she learned a lot about her team in that game for the ACC-SEC Challenge. In and out for Taina Mair. Maybe somebody got a piece of that second shot in the putback. Nelson pushing up, Suffren on the outside. Drives through, and a stolen pass for Mair again.
Wow.
Active hands.
Well, payback.
Toby Fournier, that was a tough finish, gets it done.
See, I feel like now they're starting to settle in more to their rhythm and reading the game plan. Taina Mair has been a phenomenal addition for this Duke team. Of course, the transfer from BC gets caught backdoor, though. That's one thing. You know, Mackie Nelson is so quick.
Well, give and go for the Hokies. Mackenzie Nelson sharing the ball has been a theme. Virginia Tech is 5-1. She has 5+ assists. She knows how to get her teammates open. Sometimes she converts. Fournier maybe got away with a walk there. She'll go to the line. 9-6, the early lead for Duke. to open ACC play.
To guard her and contest, she's got so many different looks to the ways that she can finish.
Despite the losses against some of the top teams in the country, she still had a double-double against UCLA. 17 points and 10 rebounds. The double digits in 8 of their 9 games this season. Over at the stripe, Donovan the rebound, and a tie up there with the jump that'll favor Virginia Tech.
Mentally, it's a little tough to get over if you're Fournier thinking about, okay, I'm 1 for 4 from the free throw line after I just spent extra time shooting after the LSU game. So that's a mini mental hurdle that she's kind of probably dealing with in the back of her mind. So it'll be important to try to just move on and say, hey, next play, next shot.
Suffering. Eyeing up Riley Nelson. Good defense from Duke. Virginia Tech just trying to get out of their scrum there.
Yeah, once Duke can settle in, this is important for Virginia to try to move it from side to side, but this is what you're hoping for from Duke is contested long threes, get that rebound and go.
Probably not the shot that Mackenzie Nelson and the rest of the Hokies wanted. They get the turnover and get the ball back though.
And she kept her dribble line falling down. It's awesome.
Wenzel, she goes to the cup and get a foul, and it is 3 apiece for both teams.
And Carleigh Lawson, no doubt, trying to address how to stop the drive earlier. And felt like Carleigh Wenzel, Karis Baker, 2 players playing with extreme confidence coming into this game. So they definitely want to stop that one-on-one drive for Virginia Tech.
That's Fournier's first foul, and she'll get subbed out. Jordan Wood back on the floor. Carleigh Wenzel makes good on her first attempt. Boy, what a women's basketball matchup we have for you next Sunday afternoon right here on ACC Network and the ESPN app. India Navarre leads number 11 North Carolina when they host Laura Siegler and number 22 Louisville at 4 Eastern at Carmichael Arena.
India Navarre leading the country in steals. Like to see, and of course Louisville, I love what Jeff Walz had to say after their South Carolina game. Of course, a close loss, but he said, we have found the fight.
An offensive foul on Riley Nelson. And a 5th turnover for Duke. Baker pulls up from the free throw line. Wood the board. Taina Mair on the drive. A tough matchup going against Karis Baker.
I love the way Karis Baker's able to defend in the post without fouling. We've seen 2 good, clean blocks, and there's the backdoor opening again. Against that pressure, that's how you break it.
Mikhail Peterson was trying to get that rebound off the Nelson miss. Back and forth we go in this first quarter. A 1-point game. Nelson with the steal through the air. The one more pass, and Suffren finishes to take the lead for Tech. A 6-0 run for the Hokies. Wood, top of the key, off the shot fake, gives it up for Mair. And Duke takes the lead right back.
So that's why, Duke playing the schedule they have, they're not going to be rattled in moments like this where even when they're on the road, a team hits a big shot, they're able to recover quickly. And good shot, too, by Taina Mair.
Wenzel threw that one away. Jaden Donovan on the run. Duke will settle. Got to get Ashlon Jackson going, and there she is.
What a great decision. Like, looking at it from here, you could literally see her perspective. And it's like, man, look at how open that lane is. Just jab, step, and go. And she saw the same thing and finished. That was a good decision instead of taking, I should say, a contested 3.
Both teams converting on their turnovers as well.
Yeah, that matters.
Wenzel tried to find Peterson inside. Careless with the ball was Jordan Wood in transition. Baker, no. And Peterson one more, gets the second chance point.
Kale Peterson, the blue-collar player here from Wisconsin, getting it done inside the paint. That was just a gritty box out for the offensive board and putback.
Nelson, back outside for Wenzel. And it'll stay with Virginia Tech.
And watch this great anticipation and steal from Mackenzie Nelson, who gets out in the lane. Just makes the simple read and the simple play. Suffern able to finish. And then Baker, that three that doesn't fall, but there's Peterson just ripping it down and get right back up with it.
Daly pulls up. And Wood the rebound. 40 to play in the first quarter. Duke at Virginia Tech trading blows so far. There's Baker off to Wells. Layla Wells checking in for her first action today.
It's hard to believe, Joey, 8 turnovers already for Duke in this first quarter. You know that's what Coach Lawson's going to be addressing. A lot of those are controlled. Oh, okay, Jordan Wood.
Ooh.
I see you. Giving Liz Kitley vibes. Even though she's on a different team, but just had to reminisce about great shot blocker here in the building.
There's something about Castle Coliseum that brings shot blocking to the forefront of the mind. Final seconds here in the first quarter. Suffern, no. Kale Peterson scrapping for the rebound once again. Final heave for Emily Skinner. Give now at v.org/donate. 100% of donations go directly to cancer research.
Well, you can see how close Imani and Brooklyn are, right? They probably never leave each other's side when they're
no
off
doubt.
the courts. And what a big sis and a mentor to have if you're Brooklyn. Imani, the freshman, who's a high school state champ and AAU national champ, and they just really like how versatile she is on the floor. And a big addition to the squad.
And give them a different look as they go along. And Trent back on the floor. You know, one thing that was really pertinent for that first quarter rather, 13 combined offensive rebounds. So second chance points at Paramount. Not all of them were converted though, Brooke.
That's a nice way of saying there was a lot of missed shots in that first quarter. But a good opportunity to score now coming into the second, because they're a lot more settled in. You know, you're seeing the ball zip and players making better reads within the game. Duke has got to cut down their turnovers.
Oh, good there for Skinner. Another offensive rebound, this time for Delaney Thomas. And go back to Virginia Tech on the jump.
How tough is Thomas on the boards, right? She just crashes in there and like, I'm going to rip this thing out. A good player for them for the last 5 games in double figures. And talk about just how consistent her work has been. And today she's going to have to step up, take some of that scoring load, take some of that defensive intensity that Robertson was bringing inside. You know, everybody's got to do more. You got injuries, you got to do your part, plus a little more.
That's one thing that was certainly impressionable about our conversation with Carol Lawson, is how together this group needs to be, especially when you have a lot of folks in sweatsuits over there on the bench. Wells underneath. I think it's that stolen away by Delaney Thomas. Duke relies on her consistency at all times. Underneath, Fournier, that's no good. Gets her own rebound. She'll go to the line for her 3rd trip to the strike.
Good ball movement and look ahead by Duke. And then Fournier for working hard to get herself in great position to receive that pass. And once again, able to get back up quickly to get her own rebound and back at the line. And she really would like to see these two go in, not only for the lead for 4, but just mentally to feel a little more settled.
Yeah, get the confidence up.
Yes.
3 of her last 10 at the line, getting back to the LSU game on Thursday. And woes continue for Fournier.
Okay, to me, she's hesitating right at the top of just before her release. There's a little bit of hesitation.
In and out once again. So easy chance to convert points at the free throw line. Undone there for Duke. They're 1 for 6 from the line so far. All of those attempts for Fournier.
Yeah, but I definitely think, you know, the growth from Fournier, I think you would have seen, you know, some type of reaction from her, body language-wise, freshman year. No, I don't think you're seeing that now. The growth and the accountability that she's taken on, you can really see it.
Daly, the turnaround Jay, still can't find bottom of the net. Nelson to Fournier underneath.
See, just like that bounce, the bounce back between missed free throw and what can I do for my team. Nice move inside, Anaya Trent.
Answering the bell when needed. You mentioned it. Great game against Florida on Thursday. Went 3 for 3 from the field. Got to have production out of your bench players, and she's made a good impression in her freshman year, this being her first ACC action today. Fournier driving. Charge. Add that one to the ticker in the Virginia Tech locker room. That's the 10th through turnover today. They averaged 16, so first half.
Pretty sure this is the same Mac Nelson who took 2 big charges against Florida. One of my favorite plays. Look at her holding those heels up too, just on the tippy toes, making sure. Love it, what a heads up play.
You mentioned the charge counter. They have an actual sheet that they keep track of charges in the locker room. That's the mentality that Megan Duffy wants this team to have. Gritty, not pretty sometimes.
Gritty, not pretty. Okay, I see, Joey, like that.
16-14. Each team with 1 foul apiece here in the second. Berg Weisbrod, Joey Lindstrom. And Virginia Tech to open ACC play. Wenzel underneath, and does it feel like everybody's in sync right now in this first half?
Yeah, I think, again, you're still working through some adrenaline, and neither team has been able to establish a pace. You know, you see once it breaks down into quarter court offense and defense, it is difficult for these teams to get uncontested shots. I think you're seeing the pride and the defense play out well on both sides.
Mair on the outside. Found Nelson. In and out
for
Duke.
Good pass.
Good ball movement. Delaney Thomas cashing in, but Jordan Wood found her.
Thomas right in the right spot, could read Jordan Wood coming off with that underhand dish. And good help side by Wood as well.
Mel Daly just can't find it. She's looking to get in rhythm. Usually a really strong piece of this Virginia Tech offense. Karis Baker denying the chance there for Wood.
And here's that kick out. And Jordan Wood with the dish as Baker comes up to play help side. And Wenzel late on that rotation. Love the no look. And again, being in the right place at the right time. You got to be able to move without the basketball. Delaney Thomas does that well.
Here's Taina Mair. We'll give and go with Thomas off the pick and roll. And she will go to the line.
Now probably gets opens on 21 Mel Daly. Her first personal foul. Second team foul. To the line.
Just the second team foul here for Virginia Tech. Going on Mel Daly. Delaney Thomas, 70%. These are next week's ACC Network featured men's basketball matchups. Darion Williams and NC State host Liberty Wednesday night. And Kyan Anthony leads Syracuse against St. Joe's on Thursday. Coverage of both games begin at 7 Eastern and are available on the ESPN app. (20-14) our count. Virginia Tech trying to just find a semblance of rhythm underneath. That'll help. Monty Jenkins can't finish. Mel Daly on the offensive rebound gets the foul. A second for Duke.
I like how Virginia Tech stuck with the play. Duke's defense was good. The rotations were there. They were hitting their spots. And then what Virginia Tech's been able to do is break some of that pressure by going backdoor and getting in the lane for those cuts. They just have to finish the plays.
Mel Daly, the graduate transfer from Hastings, New York, transferred in from Northwestern. Played 94 games there for the Cats. Second leading scorer a season ago. Double figures 16 times for Mel Daly. They call her mid-range Mel.
Mid-range Mel, okay.
She loves the mid-range.
Well, I love that. And she's taken to that mask. She's actually had it since injured since before the season started, so she's used to it now.
Suffering. Pulls up and knocks it down. Boy, Virginia Tech needed that. They can take advantage of some of Duke's mistakes here, adding on to the turnovers.
Samaya got a tip from mid-range Mel on that. Good decision for the pull-up. I'd like to see Ashlon Jackson get more involved too. She had a couple of good drives, and taking some shots, but I think Duke's got to find her. I appreciate that they're trying to pound it inside, but I think you need some outside shot. Taina Mair hit one. Ashlon Jackson, it's about her time.
Just one made three between the two teams today. Jordan Wood along the baseline. That gets a friendly roll. And Duke extends to 4 once again. Mair switches onto the much taller Baker and gets her hands active away from Suffren. Ashlon Jackson will bring it up for Duke. Jackson from the logo. Hello.
Yep, there it is. And I like this. She considered it a couple times, right? Like, oh, you
I
really?
think so. It's been a series of struggles from the field so far. What do either of these teams need to do to shore up before the halftime?
Well, Virginia Tech's got to convert on some of these turnovers. Like, they're expending so much great energy on defense, but they're not converting them, right? Just 12 second chance points on 11 turnovers from Duke. Those got to be better.
There's Nelson. Just not in sync on that particular shot. Now for Duke today, they could snap a 4-game losing streak. They played 3 top 5 teams in a row. And for Virginia Tech, they've been really comfortable here at Castle Coliseum. The only time they played away is when they went to the Virgin Islands. And James Madison, where they were handed their second loss. There's Carleigh Wenzel. And the fast break of the miss for Duke. Baker from outside. Yes. Gotta have it if you're Virginia Tech. Karis Baker knocks it down. Maybe a sign of things to come for what was a brilliant performance on Thursday.
Well, the way that she defended that play and then sprints down the floor, confidently takes that 3. That's the kind of play you need if you're Megan Duffy. And then Taina Mair, she's just so good everywhere. Put her inside and out and even undersized. Just 5'9", but she plays bigger.
So scrappy, too, on defense.
Quick hands.
And Jaden Donovan was a game-time decision. She appears very healthy right now. Really willing to be in good form.
Yeah.
Wenzel, back-to-back threes for Virginia Tech. They were 0 for before the last 2.
Dynamic duo time. Here we go. Wenzel and Baker starting to work well together, and the rest of the team going to flow right along with them.
And a turnover for the Blue Devils. Wenzel, the fast break, contested. Good defense from Duke. She gets it right back, though. Taina Mair, scrappy on the floor. She'll take it to the cup and get fouled. Had Jordan Wood on the outside if she wanted it. Tried for the easy basket on the contest.
Watch the way that Baker defends without fouling. This is multiple times throughout the game. That is just pro-level style defense to contest, and then gets to her spot, sprints down there, and who gives her the assist, of course? Carleigh Wenzel on the dish, Baker on the finish.
So much chemistry between those two. We were able to catch up with both of them at the same time. The way they play off each other in conversation seems to be emblematic of the way that they do it on the court. Fun to watch.
I also like how Carleigh Wenzel wants to be an FBI agent, and Baker wants to be a broadcaster. I mean, it just kind of fits to their personalities and how they play. I love what Carleigh Wenzel had to say. It's like, well, I hope we don't see you sometime in the future after you're done playing. She's like, I'm going to sneak up on you. You won't see me coming.
Right.
I was like, oh, man.
This is kind of also
Keep you more
how
in
she
line.
plays,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly. Just like that steal.
Very sneaky.
Well, Clarice Starling.
A timeout for Kara Lawson. 3 to play here in the second quarter. Tonight, the Huddle crew will have the annual Selection Sunday special, a 2-hour show that includes full breakdowns of the ACC's 11 bowl teams. Coverage starts at 6 Eastern, right here on ACC Network and the ESPN app. The ACC squeaked the team right into the college football playoff. Miami getting in by virtue of Virginia losing last night, and the Duke football team playing upset alert. They had everything to gain out of that, and really nothing to lose, and they got it done.
And Duke now switching to a zone defense. Mair coming up with another steal.
She has been really solid for this group on defense today. Jordan Wood. Both teams really contesting shots well right now, Brooke, making it difficult for the usual suspects who score points for both these sides to get buckets.
Well, I think the identity of both of these teams, they have so much pride in their defense. Again, it's the ACC opener. Competition feels so high right now. The stakes so high for both teams to start off strong in the league.
Skinner on the putback, and a chance for a three-point play.
They like this big point guard, the freshman from Utah. She was a McDonald's All-American. Number 4 in the ESPNW class. Look how strong she is. They love the fact that she can score, she can deliver, she can defend, and they love her footwork. She's just full of confidence.
Mentioned she was a McDonald's All-American, just the 3rd player from Utah to achieve that.
That's going deep in the stat book, too. 3rd player from Utah, McDonald's All-American. That's knowing your research.
Oh,
well done.
Largest lead now for Duke, 8 points. See if Virginia Tech can claw back into this one. That's not going to help. Another turnover for Virginia Tech.
And you have 2 quick guards. Sorry, Joey. And Ashlon and Taina Mair able to go searching and hunting for that ball. Virginia Tech's making too many mistakes with careless passes.
And Jackson almost made good on that one. The rims are real soft here in Castle Coliseum. Peterson can't convert either. Duke 3-6 this season. Been a really tough start, but can't just look at the record and think this team is downtrodden. They've played some of the best the country has to offer, and they've gotten better for it. Coming into ACC play today. There's Layla Wells. Out to Wenzel. Peterson right in the spot that she needed to be for the putback.
And it looks like Jordan Wood is coming up limping a bit. That's the last thing that Duke needs to see.
Yeah, already hampered by injury for this team. They do not need another player on the bench in the jumpsuit. Here's Taina Mair. Off the pick from Donovan. Nice little lay. Can't get it to go. Karis Baker the rebound. Becky Nelson
if you're Duke right now, you're feeling pretty good. Toby Fournier on the sideline with 2 fouls, has only played just a minute or 2 here in this second quarter. But you're heading into the locker room with a lead, despite not feeling like you're playing your best.
There's Wenzel. Along the baseline, one more to Nelson. She tried to find Peterson for even one more pass as the shot clock winded down.
Good help side defense and quick hands from Jaden Donovan. The extra rotation help side led to the steal.
Final seconds of the first half. Taina Mair backing up Nelson, pulls up, no good. Oh, that's a foul with .9 on the clock. Chance for 2 more for Duke here before the break.
Well, plenty of time to get a shot off too for Virginia Tech. Let's take a look at this one here. And it looked like she might have got her right on that right elbow, going up in the shooting motion.
Mair, the senior from Boston, Massachusetts. Double digits in 4 of her 8 games this year, or 9 games rather. Converts the first for the Blue Devils. 23 turnovers today, 21 made field goals here in this first half.
Yikes.
The entire game.
I think they'll both be able to shake off some of that anxiety be back out in the second half.
Duke, an 8-point lead ahead of Virginia Tech to open East.
So you settle into your game and you try to execute. Duke's Toby Fournier did not play much in that second quarter with 2 fouls. So be curious to see how she starts this third quarter. And if the Hokies can find some early success, maybe either backdoor, in a mid-range, start their momentum. Or a 3 from Baker will work.
That'd be a great start. Light some fireworks here on a Sunday. An ACC matinee. 34-26, our count. There's Toby Fournier. Can't get that to go. I think continues coming out of halftime, and this will stay with Duke. When you have a heavy turnover stat for both teams, and you're going into the second half, is there an emphasis on taking care of the ball? Would you like to see as many chances taken for both sides?
Big time. I mean, if you're turning the ball over, that's less field goal attempts for your team. So it's about keeping it simple, making the simple play, and see what's open. That's a perfect example of it right there. Duke just executing, hit the open player, let him take it.
And Delaney Thomas knocking it down. She reached 500 points for her career on Thursday against LSU. 10 points, the largest lead of the game for the Blue Devils. Nelson, cross court to Kyla Freelon. Haven't really seen much of her so far in this game. Tries the shot there. Taina Mair ends up with the rebound. You said it, Brooke. No Ariana Robertson today. Where was the point of production going to come from defensively? Get an offensive foul there for Duke. Go back to the Hokies.
What's crazy is what you lose in height with Robertson being out of the game. Of course, she's 6'4". Here comes Taina Mair at all of 5'9", able to switch off the screen, land on Baker, and still box her out to get the board. I love that for this point guard.
Duke is one of the tallest teams in the country.
Yeah, 9 players.
Yeah, 9 players over 6 feet. So Taina plays big. Wants to be like the rest of her teammates in that way.
Yeah, she is one of the heart and soul players of this team, and somebody that Coach Lawson can count on for her leadership, consistency. And she's gotten better every year at taking care of the basketball.
Freelon up top, transfer from Texas Tech. Wenzel with the shot clock winding down. Big time triple to open the second half.
It's good execution and the frame of mind from Wenzel, who stayed steady emotionally in this game. I've been really intrigued by how she's handled the emotions so far and just staying straight faced. That's how you got to be.
She leads all scorers with 10 points. Nelson to Taina Mair, and she answers with a triple of her own.
She's a killer, isn't she? Just going out for blood. Blue blood.
And now Mair leads all scorers with 12.
Mair could get a triple-double in this game if she gets a few more rebounds and the way she's been stealing the ball.
Baker, quick trigger, knocks it down. Karis Baker, a career night on Thursday, and season high at 23. Need her to have an impact. Duke needs Toby Fournier to have an impact, and that'll help.
Tech badly needing some threes in this game. So who do you go to? Your big-time shooters. Then Mair on the response at the other end for Duke, just right away coming after it. And here's Baker, the catch and shoot. I love how quick she is for the catch and release against a Toby Fournier player who's listed. She's not listed at 6'2". Please tell me I have that wrong on my board.
She's 6'2". That's what it says.
Well, when I watch her play, she looks about 6'5", going to extend out to contest that shot.
She converts good in the three-point play. Wenzel was trying to just draw contact.
Good box out, though. Team box out from Duke.
Ashlon Jackson, a nifty pass, was looking for Riley Nelson. Mel Daly was there to break it up.
And Carleigh Lawson just throwing her hands down, walking down the sideline. She can't believe those types of turnovers are still occurring for her team. It's just been so frustrating for her to watch this happen, knowing this is a team that can take care of the basketball. They got to be more disciplined in that department.
Second foul of the third quarter here for Duke, the third for Delaney Thomas. And Mackie Nelson will be taking some free throws here for Virginia Tech. And they were perfect before that first attempt from the free throw line, now 6 of 7. Boy, what a women's basketball matchup we have for you next Sunday afternoon right here on ACC Network and the ESPN app. India Navarre leads number 11 North Carolina when they host Laura Siegler, and number 22 Louisville at 4 Eastern at Carmichael Arena.
Well, I know Carolina's going to be happy to be at home. They spent 2 weeks on the road, but they got the next 4 at Carmichael.
They're giving Texas a run for their money.
Yes,
on,
they were.
on
Navarre
Thursday.
had that career high in that game.
Jordan Wood, check back in for Delaney Thomas. Nice active hands by Mel Daly. Got all the way up. And Daly gets called for the charge.
What a response back from Jackson to sprint back and take the charge. An incredibly athletic read from Mel Daly, first to grab that basketball. And Jackson, that's the leadership you need in moments like that where you have a turnover. The last thing you want to do is allow Virginia Tech to get some momentum here in this third quarter. It's like Monica in Love and Basketball. Got the turnover, sprinted right back down, took the charge. I don't think you smile. You obviously know the reference.
You just love the ball.
That's right.
Carleigh Wenzel, 5 seconds. All over it on defense, but in the grill there of, was that Wood there?
No, I believe Ashlon Jackson had
Jackson,
possession of the
thank
ball, but you kind of saw Coach Lawson be like, come on, Ash, come on, Ash. You're really trying to respond positive in those moments. Keep her locked in the game.
Wenzel, Baker, another quick shot, in and out.
I mean, you really see how far the defense has to be stretched when Baker's in the game. Her size and her range keeps you honest.
The lead is 9 for the Blue Devils, nearly halfway through the third.
Carleigh Lawson literally pulling Jordan Wood to the corner to get her in position, doing everything it takes.
And Wood makes the errant pass. Nelson, wow, Taina Mair somehow dipped in the cookie jar to take that away. It'll remain with Virginia Tech.
And this Duke team huddling together, but you see the accountability taking place, the intents right there, because these type of turnovers are momentum killers. And Mair trying to sprint back down, but watch her right afterwards. Come on, we got to take care of the ball. Come on.
That's her first foul. And you see the numbers there. Duke now exceeding their average as far as turnovers go. They're midway through the third. Been that kind of day for both teams.
Yeah, a lot of careless turnovers and just not making sure that the pass is open and there. When you're having games like that where you feel like, you know, things are so discombobulated and you're not getting your passes off cleanly, you have to simplify the game as much as you can. As high as your emotions are, what can you do to make the game simple?
Another turnover. You see the frustration on Ashlon Jackson's face.
Sure.
This is really not
it's very uncharacteristic,
Duke, yeah.
right? This is it's weird, honestly, to watch this. But a good solution to that is Jackson's going to take a seat, get it to the wing, and then bounce pass down, right? Make it easy on yourself. That's a difficult angle, and not only that, a difficult catch for the post player. I mean, I usually don't give them a whole lot of slack because I'm a guard, and but that would be too hard of a catch, I think.
That's big of you.
Fair, coming from a very tall person who goes to tall person parties.
Mel Daly can't get that one to go. We got Liz Kitley with us. She's coming next time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Who's us? Because I'm not invited to the tall person party. Can I
think
sneak
you're designated for the opposite end of the spectrum.
Okay, fair. Fair. Got to have some balance.
That's right. Oh, good look underneath. Emily Skinner carried that ball until the very last second to scoop underneath.
She does not have freshman strength. I'm sorry, but that is upperclassman body carrying you to the rim.
Jordan Wood denying Mackie Nelson. She'll go to the baseline. Underneath finds Anaya Trent for the easy finish.
Okay, love the defense from Jordan Wood. And then I love the little shake off from Mackie Nelson. Little shoulder shake, got to open, and then the dish. Like, give me highlights all day. Now we're playing some ball. Now we're playing some ball.
Taina Mair. A little bit of swagger on the N1 opportunity. Taina Mair. An N1 opportunity and converts. She has really been such a bright spot for this group today. We asked Carleigh Lawson and T. Jackson about who's the type of player that's going to bring everybody up when things aren't really going quite right. Taina Mair was the first player out of her mouth.
Yeah, that's a great point, Joey. And you can see it, right? She's been the one to set the tone for this team, play aggressive without playing outside of herself.
Ashlon Jackson back on the floor. This is down to Fournier. And Fournier gets fouled again. She leads the ACC in free throw attempts. 16th in the country. And she'll get another crack at it. She is 2 of 7 today, though.
Well, you see the game plan for Virginia Tech is to try to push her as far up the line and out of the block as you can for the initial catch, and then send a second, sometimes a third defender in that case, over to guard her. And it's difficult because she's quick and she's also long. So a step or two and she's on the opposite side of the lane. There it is. See, that one looked like less hesitation to me. It looked more like, I'm just going to shoot this thing.
And you get early in the game, you mentioned that some of the nerves maybe just being a new type of environment with ACC play in the first one of the year. Seems to have settled in. Oh, pretty rebound there from Suffren. Former track athlete, running up and down the floor. Hard to keep up with.
Okay. We have some hurdles, state champions in the game as well. Like, wow, that's not even just track. You're talking about hurdles.
Wenzel, an open look. Can't quite find the center.
Yeah, I think Tech could have worked for a better shot.
Maybe rushed a little bit there?
Yeah, a little bit. You know, you want to move it side to side, try to get off the bounce. You know, one of their strategies was to try to go 1-and-1 off the dribble. We have not seen that a lot. However, their three-point shot's starting to get better. That's a good job by Jackson, drawing the foul against Nelson.
That is Virginia Tech's 5th foul to Duke's 3 here in this quarter. Mackie Nelson's 3rd personal foul.
Also checking in number 31, Sophie Swanson.
11-point lead for the Blue Devils. Sophie Swanson checking in for her first action today. A transfer from Purdue. And Jackson works to get that first one down. These are next week's ACC Network featured men's basketball matchups. Darion Williams and NC State host Liberty on Wednesday night, and Kyan Anthony leads Syracuse against St. Joe's on Thursday. Coverage of both those games begin at 7 Eastern and are available on the ESPN app. This is the largest deficit now that Virginia Tech has faced this year.
Well, they showed a lot of grit and being able to stick it out against Florida, so I don't think the Hokies are going away just yet. I do feel it. They've started to settle into who they are and playing more like themselves. And despite the turnovers, we're seeing flashes of good Duke Blue Devil ball.
You know, one person that we haven't seen much of today, Kyla Freeland. Still 0 points, averages almost 11 a game. As Taina Mair picks up her 2nd foul. And transfer from Texas Tech, she's 3rd in the ACC in blocks per game. You think that's a matchup type of premise there?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, her going against Toby Fournier, one of the best defenders in the league. And again, you're kind of trying to get points where you can get them. But right there, you see Fournier able to poke that ball out off the entry pass.
Suffren pulls up. The feed from Swanson. Another miss for Virginia Tech. another foul on Virginia Tech, this time on Anaya Trent. That is her second, and Virginia Tech's sixth of the court. I'll bring Cale Peterson back on to the court for the Hokies. Officials, by the way, Polani Spurlock, Meadow Overstreet, and John Capolino. Thomas knocks that one down. Did you bring the inflatable tube man up there for the student section?
Well, they couldn't fit in my rental car, so I just left them at the hotel. Somebody must have gone and got them.
Yeah, that was your check bag.
Yeah,
that's all it was.
Right.
Duke is on an 8-0 run. In favor of the Blue Devils, off of John Capolino.
Off of the official, right.
Man, Sophie Swanson broke her nose earlier this year, so she is also donning the mask with Mel Daly, but checking back in is Layla Wells. Virginia Tech scoreless over the last 2 minutes. Got to have something here. 15-point game.
It's got to start with a stop right on the defensive end for the Hokies.
One's off from Mair. And Layla Wells driving against Nelson and converting. That might help a little bit. One of your players coming off the bench.
Well, this is your 100-meter hurdle champion in the state of Michigan. So not only can she get out, but she can create some space, and that's exactly what you need. I mean, she comes right in the game to get the N1.
And converts. A 12-point lead for Duke. First field goal for Virginia Tech in just shy of 3 minutes. Good handle by Jackson along the sideline. Thomas out there with Nelson and Fournier along with Taina Mair. Inside, Fournier just above the free throw line, banks it in. And the Canadian sophomore, 13 points.
Duke's done a good job today of staying out of foul trouble. I know Fournier had 2 in the first half and didn't play a whole lot in that second quarter. But overall, I think they've done a good job of staying in front of Virginia Tech, especially on a limited bench.
Wenzel from outside, Fournier the rebound. Going to be a big fourth quarter for Virginia Tech if they want to come back in this game. Fournier, though, trying to close the door early on here in the third. Makes it a 16-point game. She's got 8 rebounds.
And that's her hustle, right? She gets the rebound to start it and then gets the putback to finish it. Got to pay attention, of course, if Virginia Tech is, she's just so good and lengthy. Again, 2 steps from the 3 and she's at the rim.
Supper inside to Wenzel, just kicks that one out to Wells, and she'll go to the line.
Blue Devils foul on number 22, Taina Mair. That is her 3rd personal foul.
That is Taina Mair's 3rd foul. Karis Baker checks back in for the Hokies. See Kara Lawson talking to Taina Mair, a vocal leader on this team. Really kind of got this run for Duke going. Earlier and 1 here in the 3rd quarter. What do you think she said to those guys in the huddle real quick?
Well, I just think she's talking about, next play. Stay in our mentality. Let's get a good shot. And it might have been just a play call where they want to see the ball get to. She's here. My guess is she's called that play right there.
Mair on the free throw line, off the front iron. Duke a 15-point lead over the Hokies to open ACC.
Yeah.
Unless you have people just splayed out there because they took one to the head or something.
Yeah, you need Buddy the Elf out there for sure.
Saw the Heidi Tidies there as well. Got the tight pants on. That's another Will Ferrell. Skinner comes out of the break. Can't get that one to go. And go back to the Hokies. Now you're in the fourth quarter here. Just gave up the most points you've given up in the third quarter if you're Virginia Tech at 22. Where do you go from here? Who needs to be the person to get this team going?
Well, I think everybody, but certainly your stars, Baker, one of them. But they can't rush the shots. Even though you're down, double digits, 15 coming in to the fourth quarter, you got to take it one possession at a time. You're not going to get all 15 points back, so just focus on taking the best shot you can and then creating those turnovers, but like simple things again, right? Boxing out, making sure you give your team a chance to score.
And Duke has certainly given Virginia Tech trouble on the offensive end. Skinner along the baseline. Drawing the charge was Wells.
Let's watch Wells move her feet along the baseline, take that contact to the chest, and fall down.
She even went airborne a little bit.
Like, yeah, a charge totally pumps your team up. It's a turnover. You get the ball back, get that momentum.
Baker trying to look for Freelon on the pick and roll. Another turnover for the Hokies.
Yeah, 2 rushed possessions that led to a quick shot, and then there a turnover.
14 turnovers for Virginia Tech to Duke's 19. Clearly the Blue Devils have made up for that.
And you mentioned it, Joey, right? This Virginia Tech team has not played to have to come back from this type of deficit at all this season, so it's a new feel for them.
Their win against Florida was their only win by single digits this year. Today, they are shooting a new season low, 27% from the field. Just been a tough day for this group.
I'd say both teams aren't really going to look at this game as one of their best.
Right.
But if you're Duke, you just feel good if you're able to get out of here with the win on the road. Again, that clean slate. So to start off 1-0 in ACC is a big sigh of relief for the Blue Devils. And Virginia Tech's going to go back and kind of look at where they could have converted on these turnovers. Hit some more threes, but certainly a lot of time left to play. Let's see what these Hokies got left in them.
Freelon off the poke away there by Wenzel. 20th turnover for Duke. Here's Suffren. Inside to Baker. Low against Fournier. Had her hands straight up in the air and forced the missed shot.
Good defense by Fournier, but she took a shot to the face. She's slow to come back down the court. Looks like she's having trouble seeing. She's still dealing with it.
She is the type to shrug it off, though.
Yeah.
This Duke team, you say anything about a Carol Lawson coach team, they are tough. They'll fight through really anything. I think her shot got affected on that particular instance. Riley Nelson, the tough rebound. Back down to Fournier. And Freelon. Oh, the foul. Fournier draws another trip to the free throw line. That is Freelon's 4th. She was limited to just 10 minutes because she got in early foul trouble on Thursday against Florida. She's in foul trouble once again today.
Well, she did just about everything right you can do in that situation. You saw the arms come forward, and I think that's where the foul was called. Obviously, you heard a lot of frustration from the fans here in the building. And she can just learn to try to stay body and straight up, even though, Fournier is tough. She's coming at you. And you see she's still trying to catch her vision. Like, I wonder if she got poked in the eye or something on the way down.
Suffering the rebound. Under 7.5 to play. Got to go here if you're Virginia Tech. Wells looking for somebody to cut her across. Samaya Suffren. Aaron shot once again. Foul on the floor. This time on Riley Nelson. It'll be 2 apiece for both sides here in the fourth quarter for fouls.
Riley Nelson, her 3rd personal foul, 2nd team foul. Checking in for the Blue Devils, number 2, Jaden Donovan.
Donovan back on the floor for Duke. Wenzel along the baseline. Shot was affected again. Everybody getting involved on defense. It's Ashlon Jackson this time. Quick pass to Nelson. And one opportunity.
A rare transition opportunity for Duke, and they make the best of it. It's one of the cleanest plays that I feel like we've seen from them in this game.
– 11 assists for Duke against a Virginia Tech team that's averaging 17 assists per game. Only 7 today. They haven't made a field goal in the last 5 minutes of game time.
And I think, Joey, that is a little bit of a result of trying to move the basketball. As Megan Duffy wants a timeout to discuss the possession and kind of timing of her team.
Better recollect themselves. Down 18. It's a very tough.
And you can see it's a little red still, trying to fight through it. I mean, we've all been poked in the eye. Now, why don't you imagine trying to play a high-level basketball game, get the ball and score while you only got your one eye working.
Has to be one of the most specific types of pain.
Right, right. Like
not
we can
fun.
all go there instantly. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
your stomach hurts.
We can all stub a toe and just be fine. An eye poke, I'm out for 3 weeks.
You know? Well, Duke, the last thing they need is anybody to get eye poked or anything else to be out.
Right.
Ariana Robertson out for this game, and with no timeline to return. That's what's concerning for me. It's like they don't even have a timeline.
Yeah, what does that do for your team when you can't really determine when people are going to be back? It's hard to guess.
Yeah.
What's the workload like at practice?
You just got to focus on what you have individually. You know, Carol Lawson talking to us about getting everyone individually better. I like how she used the word micro growths. You know, just point out the positives. Is Jackson looking good on that three? Love to see her taking those shots. Coming into this game, just 17 points away from 1,000. She got 5 more to go.
12 points for Jackson in a bright spot. The lead is 21 for the Blue Devils. Be back with you after the break.
.30 points between the two of them, but I like the 10 on 23 field goal shooting. It's starting to look a little more Duke-esque.
And one thing that has been very notable today has been the way Duke has cleaned up on the glass. Was a big theme for Carol Lawson to play tough. How about Toby Fournier climbing the ladder for her 4th block today? Not just doing it on the rebounds, also the blocks.
Yeah, boards have been a big point of emphasis. Certainly did not have a great showing against LSU. It was their lowest rebounding game in their last 72 games, which is hard to believe. With just 25 boards today, 47 rebounds. That's how you do it. That's how you come back. Clean up the glass.
It's been a real statement for Duke. Fournier, no, rebound there for Freelon. Because this team, we played 3 top 5 teams over the last 10 days. Not an easy feat. But as Carol Lawson has told her team, adversity is a powerful teacher. You can't do that stuff alone. You have to be able to go through this, and they're probably better for it. That 3-6 record is not indicative of how good this team is or can be.
I have so much respect for coaches and programs that schedule tough. And I thought she made a great point of saying, you know, if you're an NBA team, if you're a WNBA team, well, NBA's got G League. You're not going to play G League teams in order to get to the playoffs. You want to play against teams that are going to be in the tournament, teams that are going to be in that Elite 8 company that they were in last year. And so, you know, you look at their schedule, and there's plenty of teams that have been on there who can win it all this year. And she knew that, and that's what she was quick to say. Things will come together for this Duke team. They've been inconsistent with the amount of players they've had available in practice, so that means less reps and ultimately less chemistry. So when you have a team that has talent but has not been able to develop their on-court chemistry yet, that is a problem.
And with more of them having to play more minutes by virtue of their bench not being as deep.
Right?
Yeah, out of position. And Jaden Donovan has had to switch between guard and forward this year. As an example. So for Jackson, Fournier, and Taina Mair combined, they have 42 points to Virginia Tech's now 42 points. Tonight, the Huddle crew will have the annual Selection Sunday special, a 2-hour show that includes full breakdowns of the ACC's 11 bowl teams. Coverage starts at 6 Eastern right here on ACC Network and the ESPN app. It's the most wonderful time of the year for many reasons. You get the best football being played right now. Women's basketball heating up. Men's basketball heating up. Just the best. Gift that keeps on giving, I think is what you said earlier. Taina Mair is also that for Duke today.
And lots of time over the holidays for people to stay on the watch, which is what we all love.
Are we in between the Hallmark movies for you, right? Going to women's basketball?
No, I'm not much of a Hallmark movie fan. How about that cut? Okay, that's a big positive.
Peterson to Mel Daly. Virginia Tech had missed their last 8 field goal attempts prior to that one. Nice hands for Mel Daly. Scrapping on the floor, Carleigh Wenzel finding Kyla Freelon, and she converts. Back-to-back for Virginia Tech. Under 4 minutes to go. It's a 17-point game.
And Taina Mair bumped heads, and you see Taina Mair still grabbing at that right side of her face. Freelon and her got tangled up after she made the play. It's just been so many bumps and bruises for this Duke team. Let's watch it here. Finally, Freelon gets on the board. It's a great look inside, gets it, and then just running back. They just happen to knock heads inadvertently. You know what that pain feels like too, right? It's like insta migraine, right? Yep.
I know that all too well.
You know, I do that putting my kid in his car seat, and as I'm coming back out of the car, that's where I get mine all the time. Or he just headbutts me.
Different ways to get the bell rung. Freelon off on that one. Peterson the rebound. Finding Freelon once again.
Nice
Good
move.
Playing with 4 fouls as well. Can Virginia Tech mount a comeback with 3 to play?
And if you just think about if they took 5 possessions where they rushed their shots, turned the ball over, and converted, could this be a much different game? Because you feel like Virginia Tech's found their confidence and their flow, but not till like right now.
Toby Fournier trying to present an early dagger maybe.
That's unfortunate.
Another turnover for Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
This time on Freelon, Duke takes a timeout. The lead is 15. And you're right, it felt like a very frenetic pace in that first half that didn't really give either team a chance to get into the flow of their offense. And maybe if you just sat back, took a little bit more of a patient approach, to your point, maybe this is a different game.
Yeah, well, this has been a different game for Duke. Look at the intensity right now on Carleigh Lawson's face.
Yeah.
And what I love, look at everybody just looking her right in the eye and nodding. Yes, coach, I got you. Body language good. Like, she did not want to see that backdoor play from Freelon. She does not want to see her defense start to crack here late in this game. This is, we need to stay strong because we got to get better in the ACC. This is not going to get them an ACC championship playing like this today.
Yep.
However, I think the pieces are there for Duke, and all of a sudden it's going to explode. Like, I was at the Aces game this summer after they lost by 53 to Minnesota, and there was just something about the confidence and the accountability, that combination that I feel like is also present with this Duke team. You're going to get it together.
Shot clock winding. Mel Daly intercepting and trying to get a fast break. Instead, it's Skinner picking her pocket. Up to Nelson. One more for Donovan. She's in a tough spot down there, and Carleigh Lawson takes another timeout. She is livid with Ashlon Jackson.
Hit the shot. She's saying hit the shot. She wants her to take the shot. And Ashlon Jackson, who he's a senior, she's been in this program. She's used to getting coached hard.
No doubt.
So she's going to take that. But that's intense, man. No, you know, and I will say this. If a coach isn't intense like that with you sometimes, and if they're not addressing you, then like that's when you need to be worried. If they're not saying something to you, right?
Right.
I mean, Liz Kitley's sitting right next to us. Listen, she'll be in our broadcast booth soon. She's nodding her head. She gets it. And Coach Kenny was rare to raise his voice, she said, but when he did, boy, well, watch out.
I think it goes to the point that they know what their players are capable of.
Yeah.
And they want to be coached hard. You don't sign up to play for Duke if you're not ready to be coached hard.
That's right.
And the same for Virginia Tech. A shot for Nelson, off the heel, and rebounded by Wenzel. 2 minutes to go in the ACC opener, and a foul this time on Jaden Donovan. The first for the quarter here for the Blue Devils, and her third. Duke is 31-17 in ACC openers. On their way to the 32nd and a impressionable win here today. I feel like you can take away from this game that even when Jaden Donovan doesn't have her best night, you can still hang out, rely on a Taina Mair, on a Toby Fournier. Go get the buckets you need, even when you have high turnovers. They still have done a great job weathering the Virginia Tech storm today. Wenzel, perfect at the line.
Yeah, Carol Lawson addressing Jaden Donovan as well. Didn't like that careless foul.
Final 2 minutes, Wenzel out of the air in a fast break, blocked at the rack by Ashlon Jackson.
My goodness, does she get up?
And another foul. Toby Fournier will go to the line.
And Duke still feeling how intense this game is, even though it's probably in the hands of the Blue Devils. But you feel like Carol Lawson coaching this as if it's a one-point matchup right now. It got intense.
You wouldn't think the scoreboard says what it does.
Right.
Based on the reaction to the bench and Carol Lawson, but.
And that's assistant coach Kyra Elsie, former head coach at Kentucky. He's been in the game a long time, player at Tennessee. She's the calming presence to that sideline. That's everybody wants that, the assistant coach.
You need that. A holdback coach. Wenzel driving. It's a good look. Toby Fournier, another rebound. He's having a heck of a day. Under 90 to play. This is the most turnovers in a game for Duke in the last 2 seasons at 24.
Wow.
So despite all that, they still have a 15-point lead.
They toughed it out.
And Fournier finishes. Chance for a 3-point play. 19 points for number 35.
Well, Duke winning by any means necessary today. It is definitely one of the uglier wins I think you'll look at in program recent history, but you got to find a way to put the pieces together no matter what. And credit to Virginia Tech, you know, their defense really forcing a lot of these turnovers, making Duke feel uncomfortable. So they did part of that job, as you see Fournier's day. There's 4 blocks. He's so timely down in the paint. And that's an area where she's going to get better.
And Skinner, aggressive rebound here late. She'll go to the line as well. Fournier on her way to her 3rd double-double this season. Double digits in 9 of 10 games. How about Skinner, the freshman? She's been involved in most of the plays today.
Yeah, I'm so impressed by her. And was that way in the McDonald's game. You just looked at her, you're like, wow, you are ready for D1 basketball. It's high IQ, makes the right read, makes the right play, doesn't play out of herself. You know, so many times as a freshman, you want to bring that same all-star game to the next level, and it doesn't always translate. Most of the time, it doesn't translate quickly. How about Duke putting on the press here? They said, we're just going to go keep stomping.
How about that?
I like it. I like it. And, I mean, I don't think you can say enough about the mentality really on both sides. Even though it was I mean, let's call it a game, right? Sloppy game from both teams. Body language stayed positive, and for Duke to get coached as hard as they were, you know, Ashlon Jackson to take that, you know, direct message from Carleigh Lawson. Like, I respect that so much of Ashlon Jackson to be able to take that coaching.
Carleigh Wenzel, not done yet. Knocks down the triple. Duke will head back to Cameron Indoor. Have 11 days off before their next game. Got to feel good about your performance today. Peterson, a charge. Ashlon Jackson, probably the cherry on top for the second half here for the Blue Devils.
After Jackson had that message delivered to her from Carleigh Lawson, what do we see? A huge block, I think she got an assist out of it, and then here she takes the charge. That's unbelievable coaching, right? To be able to take that and maturity as a player. Turn that frustration into something productive for your team.
They were on the verge of losing 5 straight for the first time since the 2019-2020 season. Not today. They have dodged that blemish and shown out against Virginia Tech in their opener for the ACC. Carleigh Lawson's squad came into Blacksburg, and they take a win right from the grips of Virginia Tech.